Attitude check. Bronco Pride.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome inside of the Chancellor Suite here at Nick Gerald Stadium and live on the Broncos Sports Network for this week's edition of the Pigskin Press Talk. We're talking Bronco football, and it is homecoming week in Fayetteville. FSU getting ready to host the Shaw Bears in just a couple of days for a Saturday kickoff. The CIAA standings really tight, neck and neck, over the final 3 weeks of the regular season. First Pigskin Press Talk as well in the last couple of weeks. The Broncos are coming off a bye week. They didn't have any football last weekend, so everybody rested up, and we're ready to talk to the head coach, Richard Hayes, along with a couple of Broncos joining us today on the show. We have wide receiver Manny Ortega-Garcia and also defensive back Solo Barnes. Guys, how's it going? Good to see you again. Coach, let's talk bye week first. It's a good opportunity for you guys to at least reset a little bit, help everybody get healthy at this stage of the season. No doubt a little bit banged up after 6 games to this point. And just to work on a couple of things ahead of the Shaw game, what's the bye week been like for you guys and helping reset?
Well, you just said it, man. We had a great opportunity, a great chance to reset, get to find out a few more things about ourselves and this team, make a few adjustments we needed to make on both sides of the ball, and hopefully we'll be able to display it this Saturday at homecoming. Yeah,
the Shaw Bears coming into town, a couple of teams that are right there next to each other in the conference standings. First, Coach, wanted to just flash back to a couple of weeks ago, Livingstone, that game in the rearview mirror for you guys now, but a 24-19 final. Blue Bears able to defend their home building in a game that was closed for 4 quarters. When you kind of reflect on a couple of takeaways from that one, though, where did it fall just short for you guys?
Turnovers, turning the ball over, missed tackles, missed opportunities, a whole bunch of things happened bad for us that day. But like I say, hats off to Livingstone. They earned it. They wanted it more than we did that particular day, and we had to learn from it. We sat on it for a whole week, and hopefully, like I said earlier, we'll grow from it and be able to display some changes this week.
Yeah, let's talk to a couple of the Bronco football players with us as well, and go ahead and start on the offensive side of things. We have Manny Ortega-Garcia here, and Manny, you're part of a wide receiver core that really had to rework itself this year. Of course, you still have Joe Owens, Damari Daniels, your quarterbacks who have been throwing the ball the last couple of years, but you had guys like Barry Elliott move on and some of those premier pass catchers. How do you think this group, though, has come together at this point in the year, and how comfortable is the chemistry now?
Really, the chemistry's got a lot better since the guys have left, just because it was a little bit of a separation between the last guys. It was older guys and young guys. So now it's just a young group in there. And Coach Hug, our coach now, he's doing a great job of keeping us together in the film rooms. He knows his players, so he's just doing a great job with everybody's personality and keeping us together.
Three touchdown catches for you this year. Really nice start to your season offensively. What sort of work did you put in just in the offseason, route running, things like that, working with Joe that you helped? Do you think has helped lead to some of your success this year?
Well, really, this past offseason, I've been trying to work on my speed and just getting in and out of breaks. So that was a big focal point for me when I came into this year. And really, last year I had a lot of struggles with drop passes, so I really got on a jug machine, which I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's like a machine where you catch the ball over and over again. So I was doing that a lot of the offseason, just working on little things with my game, and just got better each and every single day.
Yeah, you got a couple of wheels spinning there. Thump, thump. You just feed the football through and just put it right in the chest. Solo, you're usually defending the wide receivers on the defensive side of things, and this has been a really solid year for you as well, which has featured some interceptions. You got a block punt, didn't you? Was it a blocked field goal? That might have been Thanias Moss.
Yeah, that was
I'm thinking of. But on the defensive side of things this year, how do you feel like you've just stepped into that bigger role when you compare it to last year, and how do you feel like your season has gone?
I feel like it's going good, and what prepared me for this role to start is it starts back to freshman year, watching guys like Kenny Merritt and Brandon Barnes, seeing how they approach the game and just putting that into my gameplay.
Yeah, Brandon Barnes-Brown, he's good to return to the Broncos sideline every once in a while. Maybe we'll see Triple B here for homecoming perhaps on Saturday. We'll have to go say hi to him if he's in the building. But, the Livingstone game a couple of weekends ago, it was a game where I think their tailback ran it 25 times. So they tried to, their lead tailback at least, they tried to establish that ground game quite a bit. And when you're in the secondary, how do you try and stay focused even when an opposing offense wants to run the ball a lot and still be ready to make a play when the time's right?
Really, before the play and before the game, I just be thinking alignment, line up right, remember my assignment, then dominate. So that just keep me locked in throughout the whole game.
You're a New Orleans kid originally, right?
Yeah,
Grew up,
that's where I was born.
down in Louisiana. How has Fayetteville, though, turned into your home, at least during the school year? How you liking North Carolina life?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Fayetteville is different from Charlotte and Louisiana, but you just got to adjust and adapt.
There's just a lot of talk about, Louisiana being one of those college football hotbed recruiting grounds as well. And what was the competition like just at the high school level for you down there that you think prepped you for that next level of football?
Well, actually, I was born in Louisiana, but I was raised in Kansas City and Charlotte. So I went to high school in Charlotte. So I got a couple guys here from Olympic High School with me. So it's kind of the same thing.
Oh, okay. So moving up from New Orleans a little bit earlier on before high school. Manny, I'll go back to you. You're a Greensboro guy, right?
Yes,
Greensboro,
sir.
North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Take me back to your senior year at Northern High School, and just sort of what the recruiting process was like for you at the time, the decisions you ultimately made that led you to become a Bronco.
Well, in the beginning, I really never played receiver, to be honest. I was always a quarterback. I played quarterback literally all my life until my junior year. And my junior year, I had happened to get hurt, which I broke my hand. I really didn't have a year my junior year. So my senior year, I really didn't get a lot of looks, to be honest. And thankful for a guy named Coach Randall. He seen me at a game. I did what I was supposed to be doing. So he ended up offering me and my homeboy who went to the same school with me that same day. So that's when I got my first offer, and that was the only offer I had, so I had to take it. So
yeah, and you were willing to kind of say, all right, the quarterback thing might not be my role in the future. You were willing to kind of embrace the wide receiver role?
I don't think it was really – I didn't really want to switch to receiver, to be honest. It was just somebody there already who was established already, and I just wanted to be on the field, and I already knew how that was like politics and different things like that. So I didn't really want to get into that. I just wanted to be on the field. That's the only thing with me. And then eventually I got pretty good at it, so I just rolled with it.
Those have got to be some of the trickier conversations to have, Coach Hayes, when you're on the recruiting trail and you say, hey, I know you want to be this position, but we think you could work here in our offense. How do you kind of go about it situation by situation?
Well, in his instance, and most kids in this state, most teams put their best athletes at quarterback. So you find a lot of good athletes. Caden Davis, for instance, was a quarterback. We brought him here as a quarterback, but you see he's very athletic. Manny was a pretty good basketball player in high school, so was Caden. So we look for those type of qualities and traits in guys that we decide to move around.
Upcoming on Saturday, not only homecoming, but also senior day. The Broncos seniors will be celebrated what feels a little bit earlier than normal. It's not even Halloween yet, but we'll already be honoring some of the Broncos seniors and their families at Nick Gerald Stadium upcoming this week. And Coach Hayes, it's always got to feel a little bit different in the locker room when those seniors know that this might be their last chance to play on their home field. And what is the feel like in the locker room when some of those younger guys want to play for the older guys?
Well, the seniors know they're going to have to step up and do their part, or else we're going to put the young guys in. They all know that. So it's like, but those guys have really done a good job this year of trying to pass the baton on to the younger crowd. We got a lot of seniors that have come into Fayetteville State that didn't necessarily start here at Fayetteville State. This is the kind of first time that's happened to us like that. We only have about 3 or 4 what we call homegrown guys that are going to be seniors. But it's just the way college football and the landscape is right now. We are trying to adapt to it. And we're not a too old team and not a too young team. We're going to put about 22 or 23 seniors out there this weekend. But like I say, if you tell them all to stand up, I think we did this the other day. Stand up, seniors. If you just got here and didn't start at Fayetteville State, raise your hand, and you see most of them are transfer guys. So even though they transferred in, and we tried to keep this thing going, we're really proud of their efforts this year and hope nothing for the best. We want to send them out on top.
Well, you mentioned the changing landscape when it comes to just roster construction and all of that. The structure of the CIAA and the standings is something that we address often here on the Pigskin Press Talk, and how it looks this year with the elimination of the divisions, everybody stacked on top of each other. Right now the Broncos at 2-2, Coach, but you got an opportunity here against Shaw this week, a team right there with you in the standings. Johnson C. Smith, a huge game on the road next week in Charlotte. And then Winston-Salem State to close out the regular season. Johnson C. Smith and Winston-Salem State, they play each other this Saturday. So there's all sorts of different directions that can benefit the Broncos. And I have to imagine, just to simplify the message right now, it's, hey, let's try and go 3-0 down the stretch of the year. But what are you telling your guys more directly?
That is exactly what I've been trying to tell them. We're going to keep our head down. Everybody that's remaining on our schedule, it's been a long time since this has happened, but everybody has a above 500 record, and all of those teams have not fared well against us over the past 6, 7, 8 years. So, we know that they all have their bullseyes targeted right at us, and it will be a big win for their programs, and we just have to take it one week at a time, and we have to deal with Shaw this week. Coach Jones, he's done a great job sustaining that program. He started around the same time I did here. So we're kind of the elder statesmen of the coaching crew in the CIAA. And then, Coach Flowers, of course, used to work here with me, and Coach Tripp, and then, Coach Massey at Winston-Salem State. Those guys are on the rise, feeling really good about themselves. But it's 3 weeks of football left in the CIAA, and we're only down 2 games. So we still feel like we got an outside shot. Or like I said, we're going to keep our head down, try to go 1-0 each week, and try to get ourselves back in that championship game.
Solo, when you compare this year to last year, does it feel at all like the year's moving along a little quicker? Suddenly, you just have 3 games to go. Obviously, that urgency to win gets upticked a little bit. But how's this year and the structure of it compared to last year for you?
Yeah, most definitely. Like, before the season, I'm always thinking, it's like, oh, you got 10 games. Like, that seems like a lot. And then once you get to, week 5, you're like, dang, you only got, 5 more weeks left.
Yeah.
So I take it as if every game, every practice, just don't take it for granted. Just give it all you got.
Yeah. Off-season, to just be ready for that week 1 matchup when you think back to Pembroke, what do you do to just be in shape right away? It's like you said, you could be 5 weeks in and say, hey, our season's already halfway done.
Yeah.
You're still trying to get in shape. But what do you do to be ready for week 1 when you think back to it?
Back in Charlotte, I work on strength and speed with a couple of trainers back home. I work with Velocity Sports Performance back in Charlotte, and then Grindhard, Rodney. But yeah, they get me right.
And Manny, we'll just kind of looking ahead to Shaw this weekend for homecoming. Do you have a favorite part about homecoming weekend outside of the football game itself?
Yeah, probably after the game on Saturday, because that's when I'm allowed to
Big
do something.
That's right. Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Be right out there on the quad,
right there at
right?
the plot. So
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
That's cool. What does the offense need to do football-wise to really get established quickly against Shaw? I think back to the last game. I think Joe Owens he was spreading it all over. There were multiple receivers who had 3+ catches. But what do you guys hope to do going into Saturday offensively?
Well, this week we want to kind of just establish that run game and show the CIAA we can run the ball for real, because we have the talent to do it. It's just a matter of us just executing and doing what we're supposed to do. And eventually, once that gets going, that's going to open up the pass game. And then once that happens, we're going to be flowing on all levels.
Yeah, I would say there's no shortage of running back talent on this team, Coach Hayes. A lot of guys out of the backfield that you can hand the ball off to at any point. What's impressed you just about that running back room this year and all those guys' different ability to make plays?
It's a really talented group. During the bye week last week, we were able to showcase some of the younger talent in the backfield, and it was so good that Coach Jones really thought about playing those guys. He's like, I want to play both of them this week.
Yeah.
So, hold on, Coach. But we have about 4 or 5 guys that can really tote the ball, and like Manny said, we want to establish the run. Over the past couple of games where we've gotten ourselves behind and kind of shot ourselves in the foot, we've kind of had to abandon our running game and try to throw the ball to catch up. But that's something that we work on every week, and I really believe we can get it going.
I know you try and usually slip out of here pretty quick after the homecoming game ends and avoid any of the major traffic on campus. But what's been your message just to the team this week about the on-campus festivities and still trying to focus on the football game?
Hey, it's the same every year. Homecoming's not for you. After the game, you can have it all. Once we take care of what we need to take care of during those 60 minutes of the game, then everybody will enjoy you and you can enjoy yourself. That's the message.
That's right. And the Broncos will be hoping to celebrate a win homecoming night after the game at 2:30 p.m. The Broncos Sports Network is your home once again for Bronco football. We'll have the play-by-play broadcast beginning at 2:15 on the Broncos Sports Network. We'll also have the kickoff show in-house beginning right about 1:45 here at Nick Gerald Stadium, getting ready for the 2:30 kick. I'll be on the play-by-play. My broadcast partner, Nate Gant, will have the color commentary for you, and we'll bring you through all 4 quarters of action as the Shaw Bears come into town. Broncos at 2-2 in conference play and continuing to try and make the climb up towards the top of the CIAA with 3 more football games to go before the championship weekend. Big thanks to our guys joining us again on the show. Danny Ortega Garcia, Solo Barnes, head coach Richard Hayes. Thank you guys very much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
I'm Andrew Chapman. Thank you for tuning in live on the Broncos Sports Network, and we'll talk to you next week for another edition of the Pigskin Press Talk. See you later.